What's up, everybody? I am Steve, and with me, as always, is D. And you're watching Conversations with Cabys, the only show on the internet with impeccable diction.
Yes.
Oh shit, that's so
Oh,
good. With that being said, that's a famous quote from being describing one Miss Ella Fitzgerald. Um, and
yes,
this is
indeed.
Powerful Females this week on your Sunday music podcast. How's everybody doing? How's you doing, D? How you doing?
I'm doing great. Doing great. Uh, it's been a good week. Work's been picking up, so a little more busy than we have been last couple months, which is kind of nice. And then, we got busy last weekend getting some projects after your house, so that's always fun.
Oh yeah, that was a good time. That was a good time. Got after that. This weekend sucks, but whatever. Hopefully next weekend's gonna be good. Looks like Tuesday we're in for a turnaround. That's when the warmth's gonna come back in. So I'm hoping for that because I need to get lots of shit done on the house.
For sure.
But fuck it, let's go. Let's hop right in. We're starting off with the one Miss Ella Fitzgerald, and we're gonna do this thing in kind of like a what the decade, I guess, to where we just showcase songs and shit, and just discuss the artist, the woman in question.
It's a what the decade without being like the game show sort of back and forth
Right,
sort of platform.
right. So we're gonna talk about Ella Fitzgerald first. I want to showcase the song "Summertime" because anybody who knows Sublime knows that they sampled the lyrics from this track on their song "Summertime." Um, and this song was written in fucking 1956. And Sublime in 2000, or whatever year that was that they wrote. Let me look that up. But whatever that
90s,
was,
I think.
yeah, whatever that was, that was in 2002, '02. It, you're talking. That's the impact this gal had. Chick, very bad. I say chick because I'm further down the line. Just wait for it. It's not a insult in any way. She's pipes, amazing pipes, and she, as funny as it is to say, she does have impeccable diction. Her enunciation is amazing, and her range was just phenomenal. She has a similar range, like she's like the female Nat King Cole to me, as far as the range goes.
Yeah.
Like their ranges were really similar.
She was known for her purity of tone. Of course, as we've mentioned already, the impeccable diction,
Impeccable diction.
intonation, and horn-like improvisational ability.
Ooh, a little Louis Armstrong.
And then some scat singing as well, so
Right,
she could do
scat.
a little bit of, yeah.
They all could scat then though, because that's what they did. I mean,
That was before there was such a thing as freestyling or
right,
beat poetry or whatever.
right. You just felt the music and
Let them jazz grooves go
right. I
and
mean, yeah, it's good shit. She's the earliest we got. She's the mother to start it. I'm sure they were older than her, and we will discuss them in a later episode. Fear not. But we are starting her off. She's the elder statesman of this particular episode.
yeah. I'm
Did
trying
you
to
have
think
another
of-
showcase song from
I was
this
just
fine
I was
lady?
just gonna say there's
Obviously,
gotta be
there's Christmas
another-
tracks. There's obviously Christmas tracks, and she does fine Christmas tracks.
I was trying to think if there was like an actual like another original song that she was like well known for. And
The Muffin Man, Blue Skies,
I think it was
and then Let's Do It. Let's Fall in
Tis-
Love.
A Tisket, a Tasket, Dream a Little Dream of Me. She did that with Louis Armstrong.
Mm-hmm. Someone to Watch Over
And then
Me.
At Last, that was the one I was looking for. At Last. Everybody knows
Oh,
At Last.
At Last, sure. Someone to Watch Over Me though as well. That's
Yep.
a very good one. But
Yep.
I mean, she wrote "Let's Do It" is a Sinatra
no.
hit.
That was Etta James. No wonder. Okay.
Yeah.
Ella Fitzgerald, Etta James, two totally separate people.
Two
I
totally
retract-
separate. Good, thank you, because I wasn't aware of that.
Retract my previous statement.
"Let's Do It" was they recorded the song obviously, but Frank Sinatra did it, right? Do. The Dorsey brothers. Maybe it's Colin Fox or Cole Porter. Could have been Cole Porter. I'll go Cole Porter. Who did did it as well. But regardless, a powerhouse. You didn't have any others?
No, that was the one I was looking for, and it was wrong. So no.
Fair enough. Well, let us move on then, and bypass the error. Diana Ross. Miss Diana Ross. We move on into the 60s with the track, obviously, the powerhouse track, "I Will Survive." Covered by Cake, but also a very, in its own right, her version is amazing as well.
Oh, absolutely. Started out as the front woman for the Supremes.
The Supremes, everybody knows that one. I didn't want to showcase the Supremes track because Supremes are. We will talk about. I'm sure there's going to be a podcast when we talk about Supremes, Temptations, Four Tops, those kind of doo-wop bands. I think that's a good collab to talk about all those together.
I think Motown would be another good
Motown.
one.
Sure, make it just that would be fine. Encapsulate Motown, just calling it Motown would be perfectly acceptable. I mean, hell, they made a movie called Motown, so I think we can get away with it.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to do Supremes. I wanted to showcase her independently. And Independent. And "I Will Survive" is a money track.
Oh, absolutely.
Brilliantly done, and Diana had that ridiculous high range.
And with power too, not a falsetto high range, like actual.
Yeah, some
powerhouse
drive.
high range.
Yeah, some real drive with it. She, She was the Motown, the female Motown, like, for sure. You had the the Roxettes or the Rosettes or the whatever, you know what I mean? The couple other female,
there were other female groups,
but none like the Supremes. And then nobody sang like Diana. You just it was, if you wanted somebody powerhouse, you chose her at the time.
Yep.
And then a few years later, one Miss Aretha Franklin came along and just said, "Oh, okay, cool. You want one too? Fair enough. I will do it." And in the late '60s, was she first? She was
born first.
Oh,
Aretha was. Was.
Right.
But she may not have gotten into her career until a little bit later.
Yeah. Because we're talking the Supremes was like early 50s.
Yeah, it says the Supremes became successful during the
59
60s.
to 1977. And Aretha went on her own, I would imagine, in the 65.
She found acclaim and commercial success after singing Atlantic Records in 1966. So, yeah.
Right.
I guess Diana Ross, her career started before.
Career started a little bit. Started a first, I would say. The track I'm talking about came out actually in 1995, but we're shooting for Aretha Franklin. I got two for her. Aretha 1967 track, "Unnatural Woman." You've heard it. I guarantee you've heard it. If you've watched a commercial about what was that? Schick Razors. Was that the Schick Razors that did that, or was it the leg shaving lotion? I know it was a leg shaving commercial. that made you feel like a natural woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure if it was chic.
Herbal essences, shampoo.
Yeah, they did that too. No, I wanna no. That's make you feel like a woman. That was the Shania Twain one.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, that's
I got
Shania.
that.
Make you feel like well. This is a natural woman. Natural woman.
Yeah, that's the same song.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
A natural woman is by Aretha Franklin, and Man, I Feel Like a Woman is by Shania Twain. Man, I feel like a woman.
Oh yeah, no, that one. That one for sure.
Yeah.
Shania Twain.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyhow, regardless, 67.
I digress.
I digress. Aretha Franklin, a natural woman, and then she was also in the wonderful 1980 classic Blues Brothers, and the song "Think" from that. I mean, that was one. The choreography was great. That movie's a fucking amazing movie. Anyway, like that just is a crazy movie. I mean, Aretha Franklin's in there. Like, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I need to look at the wiki on this one real quick because I can. John Landis. There we go. That's the one I want. Cab Calloway, band leader. So Cab Calloway is the leader of the band, like his mentor, the guy in the suit, but the older guy in the suit, right? It's like his mentor, Blues Brother guy. James Brown's the motherfucker. Ray Charles is the fucking music salesman. Carrie Fisher's the psycho. Aretha's fucking in this motherfucker. Henry fucking Gibbons. God, the guitar player is ridiculous too. Matt Guitar Murphy, fucking. I mean, Matt Guitar Murphy was a pinnacle blues guitar player, and Blue Lou, the saxophonist, was a pinnacle jazz saxophonist at the time. I mean, it's not it's fucking amazing that this movie even fucking happened. It really is. Like, and then Aretha just sings a fucking crazy, a really, really, really great track in this particular movie. Did you have any others?
Obviously, two blockbuster hits. She's probably most reputably known for is Respect and Chain of Fools.
Sure. I mean, Respect, obviously everybody knows Respect. I mean, that's sure. But A Natural Woman, I don't know, Respect is a pop hit for sure, but I think A Natural Woman is written better.
Didn't say it was the better song. Just said it was the most notable song that she is known for.
Fair. I'll give you that. Yeah, so Respect is probably, yes, definitely her most well-known track. And then we take it up to the, let's just say 80s. Why not? Because I will go ahead. Do you have one from the powerhouse, the died far too fucking soon?
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Fuck yeah, man. Bump. Ugh. And crack and coke, they're just bad stuff. One Miss Whitney Houston.
Bobby, why'd you do it?
Why did you do it, Bobby? That's like the fucking bad dude. Why'd you do it, Bobby? You ruined her, man. She was great. Died way too young. Do you have one by her?
Man. The Greatest Love of All, probably for me. I mean, she has a lot of really good ones.
I mean, I'm going to go with the powerhouse, I Will Always Love You.
I Will Always Love You. Yeah.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? Why it's a great track.
I mean, other mentionables here are "I Want to Dance with Somebody."
A great '80s track. I mean, and that was probably her first track, wouldn't you say? Let's see.
I'm wondering if that was her original though. I think it was, but I also want to say like, I feel like that could have also been like a Gloria Estefan song or something.
I'm trying to look for singles real quick. Let me.
Shingles.
Hold Me, Thinking About You. I Want to Dance with Somebody. Went platinum. That was in '87 off of Whitney.
That was a #1 on the Billboard 100.
Written by Shannon Rubicam and George Murrell. So no, not her track. Not her. It was not, but she made it famous, and it went fucking triple platinum. Ridiculous. So Emotionals then as well. Didn't We Almost Have It All was off of that album.
That one's
Where Do Broken Hearts Go was off of that album. Love Will Save the Day was off of that album. And then we bump up in the 90s and you're like, oh, okay, shit. All the Man That I Need. Like you come out of like that 80s poppy genre and you bump on into the really R&B. You remember how R&B heavy the 90s were, man? Like, It had crazy grunge music, but you had fucking, like, Boyz II Men was in the 90s, and Us 3, and, like, some really good R&B and soul fucking bands.
Yeah. Tracy Chapman.
Right, sure. And then a bunch of other, Whitney and a bunch of other soulful.
And then, of course, you had, like, your Brandies and your Aaliyahs and Ashanti, but she wasn't really in there. She didn't count.
Well, I mean, you come back around to the 90s again. I Will Always Love You, a great track. But you come back around to the 90s again and you see another powerhouse right at the same time, this time in Mariah Carey. And again, like just the voice, I would say probably Whitney had the better voice. But Mariah still fucking is great. Like, she has a really, 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 really good voice. It's like, I don't know, the best supercar or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
she's the whole package. She's a really good entertainer. She's very attractive. Her voice is, the range on her is crazy. She can get those ear piercing highs,
like the glass shattering highs.
Yeah, so could Whitney. This is no comparison to Whitney at all. This is not trying to compare apples to, cinder blocks. But
I think Whitney was the better actress, though. So that's the other catch to that. Whitney was truly the whole package, whereas she was the better actress, the better singer. She was attractive as well. But yeah, Mariah came out and that was the other. You just had two powerhouses at that point. And this is one of her early tracks, but Vision of Love is a pinnacle track. What would you think her like most well-known song is, I guess?
Always Be My Baby. That song, my goodness.
Really?
Yeah. That's her, like, everybody knows. If you've heard of Mariah Carey, you've heard of her probably from that song. Also, her Christmas song, All I Want for Christmas Is You. That was a blockbuster.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that deserves a very good, solid mention, too, because there's not a lot of artists who have contributed a new song to the Christmas music machine.
100%. And she's contributed probably, I want to say, close to 3. And they're good tracks.
All I Want for Christmas Is You is a bomb
track. A bomb track, yeah.
I love it. I don't care. I love it.
Yeah, totally a bomb track. And, she has pipes. Massive pipes. Massive pipes. And then any others from her? Did you have another one? Any others?
I mean, that was
For
the
sure,
big
good.
one. That was the big one. Was "Always Be My Baby." I'm looking. I'm scanning. I'm searching through that luggage, looking for another single. Not seeing anything. For some reason, the song "Hero" sounds like it should stand out to me, but I'm not placing it.
Right. I agree. I saw that too, but I couldn't place it either. But I digress. Let's move on to the next. The next is, speaking of chicks, Dixie Chicks.
The Dixie Chicks.
We got two here. Of course, the pod like just bomb hit. Everybody knows this one. Goodbye Earl. I mean, extremely well written. Um, a story of a track. Like these chicks are storytellers, and it's amazing. It's in the lyrics what they can convey.
And just to be fair, since everybody else we're mentioning in this segment is all an individual artist, and this is the only group we're talking about, really, we'll mention their names. So we've got Marty McGuire, Emily Robeson, and Natalie Maines, all part of the Dixie Chicks.
Each one of them individually is amazing musicians as well. The fact that they are this tight, awesome band probably to me makes them rise above some of the rest, um, in just the sense that they're an amazing band. They write their own music, well, write most of their own music, and they play their own instruments, and that it's really good quality musicianship, and that's a lot for me generally in a lot of bands. I mean, you can have other people write your own songs. If your instrument is really good, though, hence Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston, it doesn't really matter.
Right. And these
Um,
girls definitely, as far as the musical rotation, pop charts, and whatnot, they definitely are a contender. I mean, they write really good songs. They perform very well, and yeah, as you mentioned "Goodbye Earl." That's a fun one.
that's a fun one, but the one that showcases their musicianship really is a song called "Travelin' Soldier," and again, it's a storyteller of a track, and it is fucking deep. Get the tissue box ready. It's a deep track for sure. Um, and that's what they do. They're just in that same country music vein. These gals are just storytellers.
And another thing that's really cool is that they don't just all each play only one
Right,
instrument. They
right.
all are very talented and multi-talented across many vocal styles and instruments. So we've got acoustic electric guitars, we've got accordion sitars, we've got
Banjos, mandolins,
dobros,
violins, stand up bass. I mean,
fiddles. They bust it all out. So not only are they extremely talented musically on their instruments, but vocally as well. A few other honorable mention songs are "Cowboy Take Me Away."
sure, yeah, great track,
Um,
great track.
I would say another one would probably be "Sin Wagon."
Yeah, definitely. Sin Wagon is a yeah a very popular, and a very good song as well, and a poppy hit, a upbeat poppy hit for sure, for sure.
But yeah, they write really good songs. I don't think they're doing much
No, I
presently.
think they actually broke up. We may do a music a full episode on honorable um, country music artists, or songs that we like, bands that we like. You know, your Dixie Chicks, your Garth Brooks, things like that. But I just don't like the genre, so it's a tough
Yeah, it's
call.
tough to cover. But just to give you something to think about, mid last year of June, they were confirmed that they are returning to the studio after a 13-year hiatus
Yeah.
to start recording some new music.
So yeah, they took a hiatus after the George Bush election thing. People weren't real happy with them in their genre, because their genre liked George Bush and they did not like George Bush. So that was what that happened, and so now they're coming back, and that's great because they're a really good band and they write really good music. So I'm excited to hear some good music because I like good music, whether it's in country or not. I just more often than not find country music unnerving and trash most of the time. So yeah, we don't like to cover it that much, but hey, we may.
You write something good.
Yeah,
you write some good music with some meaning, and we'll
We'll be
definitely
there.
listen to it.
and yeah, so that's maybe we'll do a country music a Sunday episode where we showcase a one and done country music showcase episode because there's not that many.
There's not that many. No, we could go maybe one old school when country was country, and then maybe go one from the last 20 years and call it good.
Yeah. And then from the Dixie Chicks. Okay, with Dixie Chicks, we're gonna move on to another solo artist, another powerhouse. One who got her start on a television program.
Little one you may have heard of.
American Idol. She was the first winner of American Idol, one Miss Kelly Clarkson.
Season 1 in 2002.
Been around since then. And doing well for herself. I chose to showcase Heartbeat Song. I like this one. Very up tempo, very it's BPM of a heartbeat basically, and it's very four on the floor and nice and very good. I like it a lot. Bass kicks, well written track, and she sings well. It's a very interesting. She has a alto's range with a falsetto of a soprano, which is it's weird. Like
it's a broad range.
It hits alto really well. She can't hit power soprano notes, right? But her falsetto is completely soprano. But like can dig for like low B's and shit. That is impressive as fuck. In a very not as clean, because Aretha had power in her highs, right? She doesn't have power in her highs, but she has the power in her lows like Aretha did, and it's very very cool. But was there any other ones for her that you wanted to mention?
I was scrolling through looking at some of them. The only ones I can really think are some of her bigger ones. Since you've been gone.
Since
you've been gone.
Sure. That's everybody probably knows that one.
Everybody knows that one. And Because of You, another one. Most people know that one, I think.
Piece by Piece is a really really good song as well. If you haven't heard that one's good. And this Heartbeats, I wanted to go kind of off the beaten path because I'm sure a lot of people have heard the poppy hits that are on the radio, but I kind of wanted to go a little off that track with her. Kelly Clarkson, another powerhouse. And we're going to close out this edition with the most recent powerhouse of powerhouses, arguably the best voice on this whole fucking thing. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe. Oh God, that's a tough ask.
She's in a category all her own, though.
One Miss Adele. You want to talk about a fucking deep range? Shit. She can rumble bass drums, and she can also crack glass. And it's all of it with power. She also writes her own music with help from other songwriters, but she's always involved. Which is very nice. Two selections here. Coincidentally, two of them are live. I like her albums, but I prefer her live work because I feel like along with Dixie Chicks. She is a very live. She gets better with the performance, if that makes sense, or better with the pressure. Like, there's a timbre in her voice when it's not polished digitally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
That
it's
is
probably an
unique and
energy
nice.
thing too.
Yeah, for sure. Like, one of them is When We Were Young, live at the church studio. Obviously, it's a studio in a studio room, but again, it's still live. Uh, when we were, this song is written fucking great. Uh, it crescendos, and like with Dee and I were listening to it before the show, and I just said I'm a sucker for crescendos. I'm a sucker for songs that crescendo in this way, that start out with a piano and bass mirroring each other to create a rhythm, right? And layering on each instrument as you go. And her just singing as this music builds in the background. Her singing through it and pushing through it and telling a story and arcing through, while in the background behind her this orchestration builds up and builds up into a powerful smash. And I'm just a sucker for that shit. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And When We Were Young does it really, really well.
Yeah, her songs, not only are the words meaningful, like you can connect with them, you can easily see the picture she's trying to paint
Mm-hmm.
and connect with your emotions and things like that, but like the power, like the tone in her voice too, also like kind of helps you imply that emotion. Like
The grit and the timbre that she puts, the stank that she puts on some of her fucking notes and some of the phrasing is extremely soulful in a totally different way, because her voice isn't as soulful, I guess.
when you strip it back too, and you also hear the vulnerability in her voice too, and that helps.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That helps you feel.
And that's why I like the live better, because that grit, the imperfection is there in that vulnerability more, and she takes more risks, and maybe hits it a little sharper, but it's okay because it's nice, because you feel that excitement too. You know what I mean? You feel that positiveness too. It's just she's impressive, really, really impressive.
Yeah, I'd say a couple good ones for me. Someone Like You.
Yeah, for sure.
That one's.
Well, I also did. I'm gonna link to the entire fucking Royal Albert Hall concert.
Yeah.
Because the Royal Albert Hall concert was amazing. Royal Albert Hall is a venue in London that is old as shit. I'm pretty sure like Shakespeare played there, like was there. It's old, and it's a big deal, and the acoustics are great. Like, it's one of those things that you just don't 5,272 people.
It was opened in 1871 by Queen Victoria.
Okay, not that old, not 1500s old, but it's still old as shit. Everything's been done there. Beautiful. And the grand tier view, the fucking chandelier at just everything,
Exquisite.
beautiful place. So I put her whole album, or the whole show,
Performance.
the whole show on there will be up for you guys. Love that one. She's a powerhouse. We're gonna do probably somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe an Adele kind of a solo. Maybe when her next album comes out, because that should be coming out soon. We'll just do a whole fucking episode on Adele to give you a little bit of backstory. She's young as shit and amazing, and there's just her story's great. And again,
First
the
album,
emotion.
first album was 19 because she was 19.
19
when
years
it
old.
Came
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. 21 was the next one because she was 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you got to do
Fucking-
the math, I forgot how old she is currently. I think she's 31 now.
Yeah, something like that.
But
And like ridiculous, just stupidly talented, stupidly sure of herself, or at least presents it that way. Nobody really is, but you know. So yeah, this was a great one. Look out for Wednesday is going to be the question. We're going to finish up that old Starlink and SpaceX and the Elon Musk thing. Lots of good stuff there, and then the one after that is a 1980s What the Decade.
yeah, buddy.
So excited for that one. Yeah, give us a like, give us a subscribe if you dig on this. Let us know. Give us suggestions for the next powerful female vocalists in the comments. Give us suggestions for next powerful female artist. I would love to hear it. But until then, we love you guys. Take care of each other.